welcome back to Phil's Cucina. I know it's been a long time, but I'm back. So today, we're gonna make a nice Italian dish called chicken cacciatore, okay? Cacciatore is Italian translation, hunter's stew. Hunters, you know, it's whatever they shot, whether it be a rabbit maybe or a squirrel or anything, they can make it this way with these vegetables and some Italian seasonings, wine. So let's get started. First thing we're gonna do, I've got about 10 pieces of assorted chicken, and I've already salt and peppered them. So what I wanna do now is we're gonna add about a quarter cup of flour, and we're gonna kind of dredge these in the flour. Like I said, it's already been seasoned, so there's salt and pepper on these. And what's going to happen is the flour is probably going to help to give the sauce a little bit of thickness, and it's not going to be enough to really, you know, create fried chicken, in other words. But we are going to brown these after we get our flour on. We're going to go over to the oven in a minute. The first thing we're going to do, okay, I've already prepped the vegetables and such, and just to go over what we're going to have in here, I've got red and green bell peppers, got some artichokes with some garlic cloves. I've got some nice, delicious mushrooms, some bella mushrooms. I've got Italian sausage that I've browned and I've cut in half, but it's not completely cooked. So that'll cook in the dish. But I want to get some color on it before I put it in. Then I have some grape tomatoes. Some are whole, some are sliced, and also some olives, some black olives, okay? So, because the cooking time is kind of different for these different vegetables, in other words, peppers take a while to cook, and, you know, mushrooms will cook really quick, tomatoes will cook really quick because they're tiny and they're sliced. So, what we'll do first is get the bell peppers ready to go in once we brown the chicken, and then after about a half hour or so cooking, we'll add the other vegetables in. Okay, so I'm going to salt and pepper and put a little olive oil on these peppers, and I'm going to mix them up. All right. Beautiful. All right, so now I think we're ready to brown our chicken, so we're going to go over to the stove and get started with that. All right, so now we're ready to brown up this chicken. We've already dredged it in a little flour. We've seasoned it with salt and pepper. Now what we're going to do is we're going to brown these slices. And what I've done is, when I was browning that sausage earlier, I was browning it in a little olive oil, but some of the residual fat came out of the sausage. And so what we're going to do, I saved that, and what we're going to do is we're going to use that as part of our browning liquid. And I might add just a little more olive oil too. But let me see. How are we looking? No, I think we're going to be fine with this. We'll get this good and hot. In the meantime, I've got the chicken ready to go. All right. So the reason we're going to brown this is because it takes a long time in the oven for, you know, chicken to get to that beautiful brown that I like anyway. And so this will just kind of hurry it up a little bit. And plus we're going to be adding some wine and some other liquid to it. So we want to make sure we still keep a little bit of crispiness in there, even though we're adding a lot of liquid. All right, so this is on high. And I already set the oven temperature to 350. That's what we're going to be working with here. So I made this dish years and years ago, and I don't even remember how I made it, because that's how long ago it was. So this is a new creation. So, you know, there might be some some glitches along the way, but we'll find them and solve them together. How about that? Okay. Here we go. I think we're hot enough. Well, almost. We're getting close. So we're going fat side down, which with the legs is kind of hard to figure which is fat side down, but everything else. We're going to have to do this in batches because I don't have enough room here. I'm going to add the rest of this fat in. All right. Now we're going to get browning. Come on, brown up. So this is a great dish for the type of weather we've been having. I mean, it's been cold and it's been nasty and raining for the last 2 days, 2.5 days. So I think this will be a great dish. This is a comfort dish for sure. All right. So all this is doing is browning. We're not cooking. The chicken's cooking a little bit maybe on the surface, but it's really not cooking. So we're just doing this to get our color on here. Like I said, we've already got our sausage brown, and that's Italian hot sausage. And, you know, sometime in the future, I'd like to try this with a different kind of, maybe some game meat, you know, some rabbit or something like that, and see how that turns out. But I think it's a safer bet to start out with something I know, like the chicken. I know chicken. All right, we're getting close, folks. Okay, that's a nice brown. Here we go. Pan's getting hot. And chicken's getting brown. Nothing wrong with that. Oh, we still got another batch, folks. I'm gonna lower this temperature down a little bit. I'm gonna go medium high. I'm also going to have to turn on the vent because our smoke detector in our living room is like really sensitive. So I'm hoping we don't have to evacuate Phil's kitchen today. All right, so these are looking nice. Got some nice brown. Turn that one over again. All right. Here comes the first batch. batch going in. Now this is a lot of chicken, and in conjunction with the sausage and the vegetables, this can feed quite a few people. Once we get this taken care of, we will add our sausage in, we'll add our peppers in, and we're going to go in for about 30 minutes, 35 minutes at 350 and see where we're at from there. And if things look like they're moving along really nicely, we'll add in our other vegetables too. All right. Almost done with the brownies, folks. Taking a little longer than I thought, but we're fine. I'd rather take longer and do a really good job and not burn everything up. Alright, so we're going to turn off our pan. We've got some nice looking color on these. You know, something I've been noticing recently is that I don't know if people take advantage of the residual heat that's in the pan. If you have a good frying pan, once these pans get really hot, they retain that heat for a long time. So, like right now, I don't want to burn this. So I just turned off the burner, and my pan is still really hot. And the oil, or the fat, is extremely hot still. So, like I said, we can cook with this residual heat now. And it also prevents you from leaving the burners on all day long. Which I've been known to do. Alright. I think we're good now. I think this looks really nice. We're going to turn off that noise. We got our chicken in. So next we're going to take our sausage and kind of put it throughout. Like I said, this is Italian sausage, and it's browned on the outside, but the inside is still not cooked. So this will have a ways to go to get it cooked completely, safely. So pork, and if it's ground, you know, you want about 150, 155, maybe 160. Chicken, definitely 165 for the white meat, and dark meat, you're talking 170, 180. So that's a safe bet. So, okay, so the other thing we're going to put in with the chicken and sausage is the bell pepper, because it takes quite a while to cook. So we're going to put this on top because the peppers are going to cook, and that flavor is just gonna latch on to this chicken. And later on, when we put the other vegetables in and the garlic, you know, the flavors are just gonna be incredible. Plus the wine and the tomato sauce. So the tomato sauce, let's talk about that a little bit. What I did was, I had a bottle of, it's like called Passata. It's just kind of like sieved tomatoes. And they're they're really good if you want to make a quick sauce. And you put a little garlic and onion in, you make a quick sauce with that, and then you add your wine. So I have like a half a bottle of tomato sauce, and then I filled it almost to the top with wine, with red wine. So you could even, if you wanted to, take tomato paste and put it in a bowl and add your wine to that and mix it up, and then pour that over later on, when you're putting in your last vegetables. But I've got my own tomato sauce, so I use mine. If you want to use yours, that's great. All right, so this is going to go in the oven now. And let's see, we're at almost 12 noon. And at about 12:30, 12:35, we'll take a peek in. It's going to go on the middle rack. And we'll see what we got. See if them peppers are cooking. All right, we'll be back. Hey, welcome back. All right, we're getting ready to add our other vegetables in. And I told you the reason why we're doing that is so we don't end up with mushy stuff. Like things that cook a little more quickly. I wanted to wait and put them in later. So that's why we're doing it. So let's take, we got some mushrooms here, some chunky mushrooms. I cut them up in chunks, like 1.5 inch, 2-inch chunks. I've got artichokes here with some garlic cloves. I got about 6 garlic cloves. I'm gonna leave them whole. And I got some tomatoes and olives there. So what I'm gonna do is add a little more olive oil in here. And we're going to do a little more salt and pepper. Okay. There we go. And also I have some Italian seasoning here, which oregano, basil, thyme, what else? I think we have some parsley in here too. So I'm going to sprinkle that in. All right, so now we're getting these vegetables all seasoned. I'm going to take a little bit of this mixture here. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is take the tongs and work this all in. I mean, how can this not be good? You know what I mean? Like, all these ingredients are fresh, delicious. Fresh mushrooms, fresh tomatoes. All right. So that's done. Now, need some pot holders. Let's see what our food's looking like. Oh, this looks really good. Okay. So now we add in the rest of our veggies. Look at that. I tell you what, that is a lot of food. Let me tell you. And now, what we're going to do is add the rest of our wine and sauce mixture. Kind of get it evenly dispersed. So we get it over everything. And we're going to go back in the oven, and because we're cooking with chicken here, we're not going to, this dish isn't done till the chicken's done. So that's what we're waiting for. We'll go in and check the chicken. We'll check it in about 30 minutes. and see where we're at. And hopefully our dish will be ready to eat. If not, we'll keep it in there until that chicken's cooked and it's safe. Welcome back. So we've been in the oven for about an hour and 15 minutes now, total time. And I think we're right where we need to be. And we're going to bring it out. We're going to check the temperature of the chicken. Make sure it's cooked properly. Oh my, look at this. That looks beautiful. Oh my goodness. Okay, so let's get out our digital thermometer. Find a piece of chicken. And we are cooked. And everything looks really, really good. So we're going to transfer some of this chicken into a serving dish. I want you to be able to see oh, it smells really delicious. I mean, and this is really healthy too. There's nothing in here that can hurt you. I mean, you know, if you want, you can take the skin off. The only reason I leave the skin on is to keep the chicken nice and moist, but I mean, you could actually take that off if you want to. All right. So let's get this up here so what we can see here. Can you see that? All right. So there's our chicken cacciatore. It's cooked. Smells incredible. And, you know, you can serve probably, you know, at least 8 people off of this. And something to think about when you got a cold day and you want to have a nice comfort food. This is a delicious recipe. And I'll provide you all the ingredients and the amounts when the video goes online. So I want to thank everybody for coming to see me again. Please subscribe. And remember, this is Memorial Day, so please take some time to think about our soldiers and sailors who have given all. And y'all, we'll see you soon. Bye.